Me. I'm just not getting everything set up on my end, man. I'm pretty new with my studio setup. I'm usually streaming right off of my phone, so I'm trying to get a little bit more professional, and I'm hoping that you didn't wear the Luigi hat. I was trying to match you, bro.
Oh, I got it
Uh,
right here.
oh
Nice. Here, I'll
yeah,
switch.
man. Cool, but we locked in, man, and I just broadcast to my channel as well. Everybody that's falling in from the Dirty Money podcast, be sure to like and subscribe to Go Tyler TV, man. The Jar Openers podcast is really informative, and I'm ready to get into it, man. I was listening on my phone while I was setting things up, so I didn't want to slow down anything, man. I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks, man.
Yeah, yeah. Nice to have you here. Nice to
Already.
have you here, brother. I saw you had a stream today. Had like 200,000 views. I was checking out your channel because I put your link in the description if anybody's interested in checking him out. But yeah, I was like, holy crap, man, it got almost 250,000 views today in that live.
Yeah, it's up and down, man. Sometimes I have regular days. I consider today one of the more outstanding days, and I'm blessed, man, and I appreciate you from the jump. You know, you always believed in me and encouraged me to keep going. So I always credit you with a lot of people don't support you. You know, a lot of people turn things into a competition, and it's not really about that. You know, you got to find your niche, and you got to find the people that rock with you, and y'all propel forward together, man. So and one thing is, I'm always out there in the field. I don't get a chance to actually dive into politics and the political spectrum the way I want to. So I always come to you like a big brother, and it's like, hey man, help me with this, help me with that. Let me, because I really don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just to be humble enough to ask for help, and then you be gracious enough to to explain things to me, man. That's it's a blessing in itself, man. So yeah, I'm ready to rock out, man. Let's see how today's works. You know what I mean?
awesome, awesome. Well, welcome in to everybody over on the Dirty Money podcast. Guys, make sure to make your way over to Dirty Money. Hit that like button on the stream and subscribe to him over there. Likewise, if you're watching over there, make your way over. If you don't mind, we got to support
Uh,
each other. If we don't help each other out, you know, it's hard to
one
find help on this side of the aisle. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Everybody, they say people eat their own. That I mean, I think that goes for both sides, and when it comes down to content creation. And right before we get started, just want to shout out to I mean, I'm always in your chat, man. Shout out to TNT, man. Shout out to Wiki. Just me. I'm just going right off the mind. I'm not looking at the chat. I'm the people that I see. Jay Brown. You know what I mean? Shout out
Yeah.
to y'all, man. Y'all always make me feel Elmo. Shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all for, not just supporting me, but supporting Tyler, man, because uh it's very well received on this end. Just as a fan, I always tell Tyler, like, I was a fan before anything. Before I even started making my own videos, I reached out and I was like, yo, man, I really enjoy how you create your content, man. So it's a blessing to be here right now, and let's get into it, y'all.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. I'll get everybody caught up from your side of things. We're looking at some of the stuff that Marco Rubio is doing right now. He's basically doing a tour around Europe, and he just speaking on America's behalf to our, other world leaders, our allies, potential enemies, all that type of stuff. And he's been saying some really good things, man. Like it's funny how the competition between the 2028 potential presidential candidate is kind of lining up, right? We got JD Vance as the current vice president, and I would argue probably front runner to be the Republican candidate in 2028. But then you got Rubio right there next to him.
Right.
Regardless, I think both of those dudes are going to play a pivotal role in the next
Upcoming
Republican
election.
election or even cabinet, assuming a Republican wins the 2028 scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's always up in the air, man, especially how things are looking. But I think I was watching the pod before I even got in. I was setting stuff up, and I think I think maybe you said TNT posted an Asmongold video. I watched that video, and not to say he was glazing Rubio, but I feel like he was spot on. Like, damn, Rubio looked very presidential. You know, I think I seen him give a speech to the UK, and maybe this not the specific one, but yeah, like he looked like he looked a little better than JD Vance, to be honest. You know, just his delivery, his tone. He to me, and this is without watching the one we're finna watch now, but my take from it was like, man, he looks like he's willing to go in there and lay the hammer down, even more so than JD Vance would. So that's my opinion, and I guess we're gonna look into it more.
Right. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying I saw that video too. Nice. So yeah, you're gonna get some repeat because there is some of the speech in here. His first speech that he gave was in Munich, Germany.
Okay.
And that's kind of what that was like the big one. And then the only thing that I've seen since then are basically just little clips of things after that. But yeah, man, this is awesome. This and what we're actually watching right here, this is a clip from Steven Crowder from this morning with Andrew Wilson. He was there as a guest, and they get to talking about nationalism and how it was viewed, 10 years ago versus how it's being viewed today and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool. I like how Rubio basically stated, look, America is going to move forward with or without you, but we would like for you guys to walk with us, which is cool because, I've been to the point for a while that it's like, what good is NATO doing for the United States? It seems like they just take from us forever, right? And so it's like, and it's like, it's not like we really need them, but at the same time, yeah, we want to work with people that are, if they're going to be like-minded and put their own community first and their own people first and all that type of stuff, So that's pretty much we're caught up right here. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna piggyback on that, which was I was saying I heard a little part of not this speech, but I guess the other speech when he said like to the UK, like we want our allies to be strong as well. So basically, you don't want any weak friends to where they're always getting bullied, and we got to come to your aid. We want y'all to be strong just as much as we are. Like if you have strong friends, then you have a strong alliance. That's what I got out of it. Like we don't necessarily want y'all to be weak and feeble and always giving in to this and that, and then we got to come save y'all all the time. Like that's like you said, that's not a beneficial friendship. And it's like we always looking at it like y'all take it from us, y'all need us for this and need us for that. Like how about y'all stand on y'all 2 feet too, so y'all can be an actual viable ally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And the main thing that I see when I'm looking over at Europe is the infiltration of, refugees, immigrants, illegal, legal, whatever you want to call it, right? And I just see Europe as being maybe a decade ahead of us as far as just what happens to their culture happens to the United States. We're just a little bit behind them, right? And I think Trump's first term was a big part of separating us from them and kind of widening that gap, that timeline, because had we had Hillary for those 4 years, it would have been Hillary for 8 years, and we would just now be coming out of that with whomever, right? We wouldn't have any of these great potential candidates, that's for sure, because the body of work just wouldn't have been able to exist under the Democrat leadership had it been. But I don't know. Let's just get back to this, and we'll I'll pause it here in a minute. We'll add more commentary to it.
For sure.
Steven just said in elementary school he was thinking about genocides.
I was.
Nobody.
That's weird.
We're just gonna let this elephant
I absolutely
in the room
was.
just stay there.
I was.
You were thinking about genocides in elementary school.
Because we just learned, like, yeah, this.
Rwanda. I was saying tap my court, no erases on the tetherball court, and you're in there and you're like, oh my god, it's just killing 50,000 a day.
Oh, I didn't care about the genocide. I just didn't want to be friends with the nation that committed genocide. I was just like, how can we all be the world if they're bad countries where they kill their own people? That's how I found out I was right wing. My communist drama teacher said, we need to give land back to Native Americans. I just come from history class. I said, well, the Algonquins or the Iroquois, those were the main ones in Quebec. She goes, oh, that's so right wing. I said, I guess I'm that. They were scalping the women and children. Also, you want to know how you know that this can't work? When they actually recorded that "We Are the World,"
I thought that was hilarious, actually, how he's like, I had a teacher tell me I was right wing, and I was like, okay. You know, maybe a little lesson learned. Let's not tell any of the little kids that they're Democrats or liberals, because they might just believe us, right?
man, I was in church, and after the sermon, they was like, yeah, man, we need to vote Democrat because this and that. Man, I got up and walked out. Like, man, keep politics out of my church. Like, don't try to, you know what I mean? Because that's when people are at their weakest, when you go for your salvation. And just like a kid, when you go to learn your A, B's, and C's, like, man, don't tell me nothing about right wing or left wing. Let me learn more about the world before you give me an ideology, or, you know what I mean? Don't catch me when I'm in here praying for my grandma to be a Democrat,
tell me who to,
you know?
Yeah, don't tell me who to vote for, right? Now, I do appreciate, I will say, I do appreciate when the church calls out corruption in the government. The new church that I've been going to since Charlie Kirk passed away, they addressed the Charlie Kirk assassination in a way that I approved of, which, was a big thing. But Charlie Kirk actually had a connection to that church in the past. They'd worked together on a project or something. So, I appreciate the church that is in tune with the culture, but I don't want a church that's going to tell me who to vote for, right? You know what I mean? Just speak the facts, and I'll determine the rest. Almost. Thank you for the $5 real quick. Hardwire, appreciate that $5 super chat. Help out a few bucks for rebroadcast fee. I really only wanted to help. I'll ask next time. God bless. Oh, dude. Don't even worry about it. Don't give it another second of thought. You're totally fine. You even came into the stream and mentioned, hey, dude, got you up on the restream. So no sweat, dude. I appreciate the $5. But yeah, I totally am with you. I think you have a good heart. I think you meant the best. Didn't hurt me. Didn't hurt my channel at all. So if anything, it probably helped, because I think I did gain a couple subs that night. So, dude, I appreciate you. And make sure when you go live, you're sharing in the Discord and that share your stuff, so we know that you're going live. But once again, thank you for that $5. See here, I don't want any politics in church unless in a one-on-one talk with someone. Yeah, exactly. Maybe from the pulpit, I don't want it at all as far as that goes. But in a small group, yeah, I get that. Yeah, a weak friend that doesn't have your back is not a friend at all. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see here. All right, let's just let her rip again. I just wanted to comment on that. Why is my mouse jumping around? There we go.
Couldn't even get all of the celebrities in one room because many of them hated each other. So they'd have to come in and say, Springsteen can't be with so-and-so. And so, like, you think you're going to get countries to do that? No. And then Rubio went on to discuss and really kind of not just discuss, but this is sort of and actually this came from an Orthodox book that I read, to evangelize, what that means. It doesn't just mean, hey, good news, Jesus is great. It's laying down the terms. Here are your benefits, right? Here's what you get out of this, but these are the expectations. Rubio evangelized to Europe on their ties to America and how we want them to be a part of it, but what that actually looks like and the prerequisites.
In a pursuit of a world without borders, we opened our doors to an unprecedented wave of mass migration that threatens the cohesion of our societies, the continuity of our culture, and the future of our people. We made these mistakes together. Under President Trump, the United States of America will once again take on the task of renewal and restoration, driven by a vision of a future as proud, as sovereign, and as vital as our civilization's past. And while we are prepared, if necessary, to do this alone, it is our preference and it is our hope to do this together with you, our friends here in Europe. Because the two great wars of the last century serve for us as history's constant reminder that ultimately our destiny is and will always be intertwined with yours. Because we know
He's running in 28.
Right?
because we know that the fate of Europe will never be irrelevant to our own.
The reason that I think that was so well done is because he gave the reason and the non-negotiable and sort of the red line. He set it up with, opened up to wave after wave of mass migration, which has been detrimental. He's saying, we're not going to do that. We are going to move forward in a way that benefits our people. And we would love for Europe to do that as well. We'd rather do it with you, but we will do it without you if that is your expectation. That is a way to lay out terms, to offer, right? Extend an olive branch, but you guys have to do it on our terms because you can't keep telling America what we do for Americans.
Yeah, and he did it on
we fought a revolutionary war to separate ourselves from you guys, and now we're better. So
right time too. Like the perception of how this is going is not going well in Europe. They did it first. They started opening up the borders first to let mass migration happen. Didn't do anything about it, and you see it just running rampage all over Europe. And the citizens are like, "What the hell are you doing?" And at this point, for him to say that, to pick that one issue to bring up, and then to tie it back to us, I think this was like, "Hey, listen, we will do this alone, but we don't need to do this alone. We want to do this with you."
Right.
Even though we're telling you that this is hurtful and difficult, we need to do this together.
It's making it really clear. Nationalism doesn't mean isolationism. Nationalism means having a really clear team jersey and knowing which other teams are actually your allies. That's what nationalism means. In other words, you can ally yourself with other nations who share your values and your interests. But if you don't have strong nationalism, you can never actually know who your allies are. And that's why he made it very clear that nationalism, which used to be a dirty word, I've been around a long time. I remember in 2016, they said nationalist or nationalism.
Hitler.
It really means white supremacy.
Yeah.
Well, Rubio's not backing away from it. I feel like he shares our exasperation at this point, where he made it clear nationalism is the way forward. There's no door number two.
Well, people often
National
conflate.
security.
Oh, sorry, but I'll go to you right after this clip. But yes,
National security, which this conference is largely about, is not merely a series of technical questions.
yeah, Dirty's live
How
on
much
his
we
channel
spend on
too.
defense or where, how we deploy it. These are important questions. They are. But they are not the fundamental one. The fundamental question we must answer at the outset is, what exactly are we defending? Because armies do not fight for abstractions. Armies fight for a people. Armies fight for a nation. Armies fight for a way of life. And that is what we are defending. A great civilization that has every reason to be proud of its history, confident of its future, and aims to always be the master of its own economic and political destiny.
that's why the left can't stand what he said.
Yeah.
A nation that has every reason to be proud.
Oh,
They'll go, what about slavery? You know who he's talking to there, right? I don't know if you know. I don't know if you're a history buff, but it's not like Europe was immune from the perils of slavery. I don't know how much you guys have brushed up on history a little bit. He's saying we have every right to be proud. And we have every right to look out for the interests of our people. And we would love for you to do the same thing. And then we can be brothers and sisters, but brothers mainly in arms. Good. That's setting the table. And sorry, Andrew, before the clip you were about to say.
I was just saying conservatives have gotten much better at making the distinguishment between ultra-nationalism and nationalism.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've made it a less dirty word over time. What the left always did was conflated the two. They said ultra-nationalism means nationalism because they equivocate on everything because they're scumbags.
Right.
And that's what the whole point is. Rubio's saying, look, the United States is going to put its interests first.
Right.
And that's what nationalism is.
Yep.
And nationalists look at other nations and assume you're going to put the interest of your people first. They assume that. So there's nothing there which prevents cooperation, prevents anything like this. It's not an isolationist policy to be a nationalist.
Right.
That's always been insane.
Yeah.
I would say it promotes cooperation, because if you go into a negotiation assuming that the other party is thinking of their nation and, at the utmost importance, then you know where you can start a
Yeah.
negotiation.
Well, just
Correct.
think,
You have a presupposition between the two. The
Yeah.
second you enter into the negotiation table, you're like, these people are trying to do what's best for their people. We're trying to do what's best for ours. They're assuming that back.
well, it's just like think of like a neighborhood watch. Who do you think is going to be more effective? So your neighbors who are very family focused, where they have a central family unit. Their priority is going to be their family. Go, my priority is my family. Can we work together to make sure all of our families are safer, since that's what matters to us? You have a central set of values that are shared, and you can actually be allies. You can't do this if you don't know where people line up. For more proof, see Canada. They just used to say, well, we're the greatest friend the United States has ever had. Well, why? Why?
Not anymore. They're turning into China, man.
Yeah, I don't
That's
even.
where
Well, what claim did they have to say that in the first place? Why? Because they're connected to the land. Why?
Right,
Why?
They're America's hat, and we got to protect our head. That's about it.
What's up, cool gamer? What's up, bro? What's up, everybody? What's up, Mark? What's up, everybody chopping in? I wanted to say something, man. I'm in the chat though, but I'm letting everybody speak, man. Everybody that's saying, what's up to me, man. I appreciate y'all, but I'm trying to lock in, and see what they talk. This is a room full of intelligent people, and I'm always trying to get in those rooms so I can, so it can rub off on me. So
right, exactly. And shout out Hardwire for the 5 over on Dirty Money's podcast. So God bless, my friend. Just stopped by to send you a super and give you a like. So appreciate
I didn't know
that,
that
man.
was on my page. Dang, bro. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you can tell if it's got the little paperclip thing on the side, or at least that's from my perspective. It's got the little paperclip on their profile picture in the chat.
Yeah, I see it now.
It might be vice versa for you. Like if it's got the paperclip on it, then it's on my channel. I'm not sure how it's perceived from your end.
I see a paperclip on, I guess, the people that's commenting on my page. Yeah. I'm not sure.
That's the way that I'm seeing it.
That's dope, y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm getting used to it. Like I said, this is my second time in the StreamYard studio with all my equipment set up. Most of the time, I'm just rocking right off the cell phone, and the audio kind of shaky. I'm trying to get better at, being a real podcaster. I feel like, I'm a podcast, but I feel like it's more of a vlog, and this is literally podcasting. And so I'm trying to, switch lanes, and I got to learn how to do it, but everybody supporting me makes me feel great. So thank you so much, y'all. And make sure you support Go Tyler, man. That's I can't say it enough, man. I wouldn't even, I wouldn't be, I don't know how to explain it, y'all. It's just a gratitude that I can't express. Thank y'all, man.
Yeah, no problem. TNT says if you want to feel insane for a second, have Tyler running on Rumble and YouTube and Dirty Money, all with the volume on. I'm sure that the time sync is with the delay is pretty wild. And by the way, good to have you in here tonight. Faith says great live tonight, guys. But yeah, a little backstory. Just if you guys are curious, Dirty Money reached out to me one day after I made, when I used to make my 2 videos a day. He just commented it and said, "Hey man, I'm aspiring YouTuber, whatever. I'd love to talk to you." And I saw it, I reached out, and here you have it. You know what I mean? So you never know. It's one of those things. You don't say anything, you don't gain anything. So
that's real. And you got to have a certain headspace to say, man, like, yeah, I would love to talk to you. Like, I appreciate you watching my channel, and let me reach out to you. And what do you need to know? Because it was more of I never knew I would be going live with you. I was just, asking for help, as in, like, how do you do this stuff, and it was very, man, Tyler from the jump was very, like, it was really graceful, man. Like, hey, man, what do you need to know? What do you have questions on, and just takes time out of your day, and it might be very busy man, you know what I'm saying, just to have that kind of time. It's like, man, like I said, it's like words that I can't really find to express the gratitude. Thank you.
yeah, man, you're welcome. It's nice to have you around. I'm glad you came around and stuck around. A lot of people come and go, you know what I mean? And
yeah, I know all about it.
all that type of stuff. So TNT mentioned right here, we're talking about the Nielsen thing the other day. He says, I got an envelope from Nielsen's today and it had 2 single-dollar bills. It was effing wild. I almost threw it in the trash, but happened to open it. That's crazy. You almost threw away $2. Yeah. We're talking about the Nielsen ratings the other day after the Super Bowl halftime, wondering how that was all kind of collected and all that type of stuff. So that's interesting that you got that today, TNT. Where's my $2? I want $2. You know, just show up in the mail. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's nice. I'll
IRS,
frame it. You know what I mean?
IRS is going to come calling for their 30%. So, you know.
In that case, you got to bury it.
That's funny. Anybody
Already.
based on fears and loves God is okay in my book, money. Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that, independent. Thank you, man.
You should go to the
You know,
titty bar. That'll last half a second. $2. I'm curious though. What would Nielsen give out $2 for? That's wild,
I mean, if you give me a $2 bill, it might be worth something, though. You know.
right? Right, exactly. All right, let's get back into this here real quick. They got a little bit more to cover here before they switch topics. Yeah, they got another few minutes. They're gonna make fun of AOC, which I'm always down for. So you know, I mean, we'll just let that play through as well.
What values does Canada share, Alberta notwithstanding? The truth is, right now, none whatsoever. Euthanasia. I mean, you look at where they are in social issues, the silencing of the press, the silencing of political opposition, allying themselves with China.
Yeah.
What values do we share with Canada? Well, we don't really know what their values are because it's all determined by a poll and a parliamentary system and scheming. So that's why this is so important for people to understand. And what's funny is the left will conflate nationalism with white or ultra-white nationalism. They'll conflate the two, act as though they are the same, but then somehow try and sell you that socialism and communism aren't the same thing. If you ask them to explain the difference, they really can't.
But they expect nuance for their positions, don't they?
Yeah.
Always.
Oh, no. We're socialists, not communists.
Right.
No, we're light socialists, not heavy socialists.
Right.
No. We're leftists. We're progressives. They want nuance with every one of their positions, but grant you zero nuance for any of yours. You're
Yeah.
like, wait a second.
No.
We're not talking about ultranationalism, which is putting and elevating the state above all other things. We have a tier for nationalism. It's God, family, nation. That's the tier.
Yeah.
Ultranationalism is nation.
Right.
Than everything else.
Yeah.
The United States has never been an ultranationalist nation, ever. It's never been.
No.
And the conservatives are not promoting that it needs to be, but there's no nuance allowed on our side, only on the left side.
No, it's absolutely right. And then there's no nuance allowed when they're like, oh, yeah, socialism is working. You go, name me. They're like, oh, Venezuela, we can't use that anymore. Bernie Sanders he actually used the USSR honeymoon there. Can't use that anymore. Cuba, can't use that anymore. Then they go to entirely white North.
All their examples that they used to fall back on have all gone away. Like, good luck with the next one.
Nordic nations with the population of New Hampshire. It's like, well, we could make socialism work like in Martha's Vineyard. Is that what you mean? You saw how they freaked out the second 2 brown people showed up.
Yeah, they're the happiest nations in the world with the highest suicide rates.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, this is, you see this.
Right.
You see this all the time, right? But it depends on the metrics. And then you ask them to define the metrics and you realize it's all bullshit anyway.
Yeah, no, of course it is. That's
It's
why
all
they have to just
bullshit.
go to a new, and not to mention the Danish prime minister said, Bernie, stop saying social. We're not socialist, okay? We're stop with that. We were built on free market economies. By the way, let's check it on the odds. This guy's running in 2028. Kalshi actually has.
Yeah, that's a good point. Trey says bullying is a tool we can use to remove societal traits that we deem incorrect, but is a tool that each side can use. Yes, and it's a tool that the left is willing to wield and use. And it's funny because you'd think the left, the Democrats, are the first people on earth that would tell you that they're anti-bullying, but yet they somehow find a way to become the world's worst, most nastiest bullies on the planet, right? Just try to disagree with, just try to ask them a question about the shit that they believe and see how that goes for you. All you do is ask a question, right? It's crazy, man.
I mean, even the pride movement, like when you see like the preachers on the street, man, they go and they want to like just profess the word of God at a pride parade. It's like these people are supposed to be love and peace and love, and then they're like, you know, using violence, like bullying, like you said. They want to destroy your equipment. They want to harm you, curse you out, speak ill to you, and it's like you said, it's an incel group. It's like they stay in their bubble by being mean to anybody that tries to infiltrate it. It's not necessarily infiltration. It's just I have the right to express myself in this country. If you have the right to express yourself in this country, I can be on the other side of the street with the Bible in my hand saying, hey, this isn't right. And next thing you know, they're trying to harm you. You know what I'm saying? That's a form of bullying. You know what I mean? But then they'll turn around and use it against you and say, well, all the shame we felt growing up because of the societal norms. It's like, well, the societal norms didn't work. The shame didn't work. That's what it's there for, to keep people from perverting their life. And then at the end of the day, when you're a sexual deviant or whatever, and you are attracted to the wrong things, it's like you can't procreate. You become hate. You become full of hate. You become spiteful, and then eventually, they don't want to say this, but you aim to infiltrate the kids of other people, so that you can spread your ideology, so that you can, because generations down the line, you can't procreate, your ideology will cease to exist. So it's like, how can you do it without pushing it on the kids? And it's,
that's how they increase their potential pool of sexual partners down the road.
Exactly. And it's always shame, just be honest. It's like they gotta. So when we talking about bullying, it's like, it's so, they say it's so bad. We got to stop bullying. We got this and that. But it's like, some of the things were there for a reason. You know what I mean? Even public executions. Some things were normalized for a reason. We might not like it, and we might feel like our society has moved past that, but we have to acknowledge the reasons why those things were put in place in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Wick says bullying isn't as effective when it comes from a blue-haired 80-pound sissy, though. Just saying, unless it's a teacher, unless it's like a teacher and talking to a kid, right? A highly impressionable kid, and the 80-pound blue-haired sissy is an authority figure that, the parents allowed, but I don't disagree that bullying has its uses, right? And when used properly, I think it keeps the bad ideas from becoming mainstream to an extent, right? And a lot of that happens when we're really young, when our minds and our opinions are forming, and it's not as harmful as kids are really tough and have thicker skin than we want to give them credit for. You know what I mean? Big giant sponges. Hardwire says the left are cry bullies, a term I recently heard of and rather like. It's very true. Yeah, exactly.
Can you express? Can you go dive deeper into that term for me? I'm really interested. Cry bullies. Like, what do you mean by that?
The way that I interpret it is they play the victim, and in that process, they identify the bad guy, even though they're not a victim in the first place, and the bad guy is just being a white Christian man or something, for example. You know what I mean? And so they become the victim, and out of their victimhood becomes a bad guy, somebody that they can oppose. Essentially, they can vilify a belief system, or I just off the top of my head is kind of the way that I would interpret it, right? Like, toxic masculine man, blah blah blah. My feelings, very emotional, very emotional.
Hardwire put in the chat that they play on your sympathies to manipulate you. That makes perfect sense. So you're crying, and the whole time you're crying, you're faking all these tears, these crocodile tears, to make someone sympathize and want and see things your way. But it's like, that's your tactic to get what you want. So it's not really. So I mean, I guess I understand it.
Right. It's kind of where the phrase "we gave too many pussies a voice" that has led to this.
Right.
They sit there and they become a victim when their echo chamber will come out and tell the man who's crying because the person that they're vilifying right now told them they're an ugly they're an ugly man when they're pretending that they're a woman. When the man is pretending to be a dress or be a dress, same thing, right? When
Yeah,
pretending
yeah.
to be a woman wearing a dress, their echo chamber says, "No, they run to their echo chamber. This guy was mean to me. He didn't confirm, my identity." And then everybody says, "Oh, but you're such a beautiful woman. Don't listen to that guy. He's the one that's
Lies.
wrong, not you." Right.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay. Yeah.
like this type
I
of
see it.
scenario.
I bet.
But they also, they find out that you're a Christian and they're like, "Oh, but it says in the Bible, you're supposed to blah, blah, blah." And they're only just saying that. They don't believe that, but they're only using it because they're using your belief system against you too. It's
Right.
like I said, they spare no expense that when it comes to what they will use tactic wise to try to lift themselves up in any particular instance and make you look bad or make whoever they want to go against look bad.
I think we're just harping on the LGBTQ movement right now, and I think we can look the other direction at different nations. Like I think y'all before we started, y'all was talking about. I mean, they were talking about China and letting China into the democratic system. You know what I mean? Even though they were not necessarily allies, and it's like, yeah, if you trade with them, then they'll become a democracy, and
Right.
they get
That was a
into it.
tactic.
They get into our system and they're like, oh yeah, we just want to trade and we just want to, be a part of the system. And then next thing you know, they're infiltrating it. I heard the other day that they got like 250,000 soldiers over here right now, just incel. You know what I mean? Like I heard a lot of different stuff about China. It's like, yeah, they pretend to play the market game, but it's like really they're trying to like they're still our enemy. They're trying to sabotage us from within, and I think it's just another tactic. Like we got to stop letting our the goodness in our heart be our weakness. You know what I mean? I think that's what everyone's from different angles too. It's like, oh, y'all are soft because y'all have principles and morals. No, we are who we are. We are the best country in the world because of our principles and morals, and people are using that against us. We gotta find leaders to say, hey man, like stop being so sensitive to shit. Like we don't care what y'all feel. If y'all want to cry, go cry. So what, y'all? What y'all doing is wrong, and we got to keep an eye on China. Just because y'all want to be a part of the best system in the world, don't mean y'all get access to it the same way everyone else does. Y'all are enemies. Y'all should get like 25% access to the market. Like it should be different. You know what I mean? Than what it is. And I'm tired. I don't like that. I don't like when people use my feelings against me. It's like, man, what do you take me for? But I think that's the whole country problem, as in general right now.
Right. Communism is claimed to be for the greater good. Yeah, it's never good though. It always goes the way that communism goes, which leads to death and tyranny and famine. China is number one for hacking our systems. Yeah, and that's you're right about that, independent thinker. And that's a good point that you made there, Dirty Money. When they tried to add China to the trade scenario like you did, like thinking they'll become more democratic of a society or whatever it will be because they want to participate. They really did. They just saw it as an opportunity to gain ground at an exponential rate against their own enemy, against their number one enemy, really. And we got to be careful not to be so kind that we project our goodwill and good intentions onto other people, onto foreign, countries, other countries, all this type of stuff, because a taker is just going to take all that slack that you give them and they're going to reel it all right up to where the line is. They're not going to operate over there in that space. They're going to take it right up to the line. And then, of course, what we know from China is they constantly try to steal our intellectual property, our technology, all this type of stuff. And they very rapidly have become, our number one foe on the planet. And it's funny because the Democrats want to sit here and just talk about Russia, right? And in my opinion, I think Russia could be a great ally to the United States, where I don't think China is ever even a possibility. And I know that China is our number one adversary right now. It's time for everyone to realize that the real enemy knows no race. It's crazy left ideology that's trying to destroy the world by attacking families, morals, and values that make America great. 100% hardwire, 100%. Yep. we get distracted fighting over some bullshit sometimes. Even the Epstein files, I've pointed out the Epstein files. Like, really, the only thing that I'm interested in, the main, like, I won't say only, but the main thing that I'm interested in is the list of bad guys is really the list of bad guys. And then I want them held accountable. You know what I mean? I want them to get their day in court. I want to see them get arrested and drugged through the mud. I want to watch the discovery. I need to, that's what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Versus
the accountability part. You know what I mean? Not the minutia, not all of the stuff that don't really make a difference here or there. I want to know when people gonna get their feet held to the fire for the things that they did.
I don't want to get distracted by 7 million Epstein file dump that some of them are just a stupid picture that's not even labeled. It's a picture of a wall. Could be anywhere in the world. We're just trusting that it's from Epstein's estate or whatever, which we know it is, but still, it's just like, what is this? Like, you're wasting my time with a lot of that. By the way, I see a $2 Rumble rant from TNT Motors, 2 bones to share the chat. Yeah. I apologize. I took the chat down because it was me and Dirty on the screen and it was blocking him. My mistake there, TNT.
Hey, I got something to add when you was just speaking about China and seeing that as an opportunity to gain ground on somebody that just whooped y'all ass in a it's a war, even though it's over, it's still I don't know how to explain it. We're still enemies, right? If we allow y'all to participate with us, then like you said, it's an opportunity for you to gain ground exponentially. I'm not too sure, about necessarily what I'm saying, but I kind of heard over time, like they had a 40-year plan, and it's like they're executing it. You know what I mean? Like it takes a true enemy to say, I'm going to make a plan that's so thorough that even when I'm gone, my kids are going to execute this plan because that's how much I hate you. You know what I mean? And so, like,
yeah, they're dedicated. That's the thing. They've stated a goal by a year, and they're working towards that goal. Meanwhile, we're still trying to figure out in our Supreme Court, no less. Some of them don't even know what a woman is. You know what I'm saying?
As a woman,
we got Ketanji Brown Jackson that won't even say what the definition of a woman is to her, and that's one of it's a permanent government position. It's a lifetime appointment, and China's out here just nose to the grind, trying to take over the Panama Canal and the other hemisphere of the planet, like just doing everything that they need to do. They're trying to put in air defenses in Venezuela. They're trying to work with Canada. That's north and south of the United States. If thankfully Donald Trump did what he did in Venezuela and basically put an end to that shit. At the same time, kind of weakened China in the process by cutting them off from the oil that they were buying from Venezuela. But yeah, man, like everybody's so quick. Like the libertarians are quick to cry about, ooh, Trump dropped a bomb on something. He said no new wars. Well, I don't see that as a war. And frankly, if we got to do some stuff to protect our way of life and not let it fall to China's way of life, then so much, then so be it, right? Grandma's Corner says they're playing chess, not checkers. Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, we're playing tiddlywinks in our Supreme Court. You know what I mean? It's not even the same level as far as like dedication to and that goes back to if you watched any like Chinese movies growing up, if you a Bruce Lee fan or something like that, the Chinese culture is all about honor and they have a much stricter kind of cultural set of guidelines, and so that's going to keep them pointed in the right direction for their own culture.
Oh man, I think we're playing hungry hippos. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just trying to eat as much as they can and get fat, put the money away and just sit on it and not help anybody and just leave like if you have impoverished pockets in communities all over the nation, why are we funding Ukraine to their detriment? You know what I mean? Why? You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you can see the government doing. It's like, oh, y'all y'all not really America first. America comes before this stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's like you said, if you have a permanent like Supreme Court judge who don't know gender and gender roles, it's like, well, then how are you supposed to pass legislation?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, yeah, it's like in some ways, and I'm not saying I want a dictatorship or a communist regime. It's like in some ways that is way more efficient than
Right.
some, just because of how we've been infiltrated, because of the
Right.
ideologies and everything that's getting to the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court was like really based, then yes, that would be a lot better than, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm just speaking on the ability to move, make a
Yeah.
decision, and like actually execute in the time of like desperation and things like that. It's like if
Oh,
you have
100%.
a CCP, a CCP is not going to care about anybody in any situation. They're going to get a task completed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's an advantage. At the end of the day, that's going to be an advantage. Now, like
Oh,
we said,
100%.
we might be so far ahead of them with technology and whatever, all of the all of the scientists and the brain drains that America's done. We probably have so much technology and we probably so far beyond that, but it's like our citizens are not aware of that. We're not necessarily seeing it until Trump decides to go get Maduro, or you know what I mean, until he just strikes and we're like, oh yeah, that's the might of America. We don't see
Right.
it like that until they just execute. And it's like, I would love to see that more. I would love to see that in the politics right now, so I could feel like, okay, I have confidence in our legislation, our legislative system.
Well, to your point, a lot of the hacking that China does to the United States infrastructure is nothing more than just slowing down our progress for a day across the nation or across a region or whatever, right? If they can just shut down whatever industry for a few hours, that's a few hours that they can gain. That's the game that they're actually literally playing against us.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but it's to your point also. Just think about what's going on with this SAVE Act. Right now, currently, the Republicans have the majority in all three branches of government. We got the presidency, we got the House, we got the Senate. The House passed the SAVE Act, the first version. Now they're onto the Save America Act. But last March, I think, or April, they passed the SAVE Act. And the Senate still hasn't brought it to the floor to vote on. Right? They're talking about it behind the scenes, and they won't discuss it on the floor. They won't give the Democrats the opportunity to vote against safe and secure elections or anything. They won't give themselves the chance to vote for it. And it's really just exactly what you're saying. And this is a Nick Fuentes take, honestly, and it makes sense. But he's almost said like, look, or I think he's even said directly, and I'm going to poorly misquote, but it was something to the effect of he wished that we could have a dictator for a year or two, right? And that's where his respect for Hitler comes in, because he's applying that to how he was able to make decisions that were, nationalist decisions, pro his own country, essentially. And I hesitate to say deliver, right? But just speaking from his position of where he was, right? And what he was able to get done in such a short amount of time, right? Although it was evil in the end, and all that, we know how that turned out. But I think that you're not really that wrong that we handcuff ourselves, we slow ourselves down playing politics. And the people that suffer are you and I and the American citizens, because we can't have people, even when we have the majority in the Senate and the House, we should be able to pass something in the same day, just like they did this last batch of Epstein files when they finally brought it to the table. The House passed it and the Senate passed it in the same exact day. That's the type of efficiency that we really need, not this type of bullshit where the Senate dragged their feet for nearly a year now on the SAVE Act, which is an 85%, it's an 85-15 issue. It's a 90-10 issue literally across America. Both sides, all races agree that we want safe and secure elections. right?
Right.
And for some
Right.
reason, these people they're gonna go back and forth. They're gonna play whatever stupid fucking games that they have to play up there. And meanwhile, China is just building infrastructure. Now, I did see somebody mention earlier, I think it was TNT. Yeah, China recently made the tallest, longest bridge in the world, and it already collapsed. We really don't have to worry about them. So they might be a paper tiger. Yeah, China might be a paper tiger, but it doesn't take away from the fact that their willingness is there. Their physical
Right.
capability of pulling it off isn't, right? But there's just a matter of time before you try and fail, and then finally you hit the nail on the head with the hammer, and then we got a whole nother wave of shit to deal with, coming from China.
I think when we talk about that tech you were speaking on, it's easy to go into the I want to bring it back to the caveat that Andrew Wilson was just talking about. It's a difference between nationalism and ultra nationalism, and it's a line that can be crossed in which things will become brutal and vicious, and is at the end of the day evil. You know what I mean? And like you said, just to have somebody that's ain't the word benevolent, or which is it malevolent, whichever one.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like I'm not talking about the evil. I'm talking about the good one. Like if you have a real live good king or dictator or whatever that can focus on nationalism without going to that extreme of ultra, like Andrew Wilson said, put a nation above everything. Know what I mean? Like if you can focus on the whole of your family, God, and those type of morals, that's what our country is built on. You know what I mean? Now, everything that has perverted the system is like it'll make us like we're saying yearn for a true leader. Like we thought Trump would be the bull in the china shop that actually would go in there and shake things up. What does that mean? Like we really voted for him to go in there and say, I don't care what you say. I'm going to make this happen. That's what we voted for. You know what I mean? And sometimes he comes through. I mean, you can't, you got to be thankful for whatever you get, like whatever you wanted your candidate to do. If you get little things done, you got to take the good and the bad. He's still going to be a president regardless. But I'm saying, like, as a group, as a country, we all voted for that. We didn't vote for the most polished politician. We voted for somebody with not that much politics experience, but at the end of the day, we knew he was the type of guy that's going to fire people. He's gonna go in there, like I said, a bull in the china shop, and make decisions that need to be made. And like I said in the beginning, it's the caveat that needs to be added that, you know what I'm saying? Like Hitler is not the best. When it comes to Nick Fuentes and his take is that he went straight ultra nationalism, and that defeats it. Like what I'm saying, that it takes away from his argument, and it's like I heard somebody talking to him before. It's like, man, you got to be more focused on your take. You know what I mean? Because when you say certain things, it takes away from your true argument. You know what I mean? Which is, you need a strong leader to make tough decisions. Doesn't necessarily mean that, because that, even though that was a strong leader that made tough decisions, it's like he made the wrong tough decisions. And it makes you not even, it's like you don't even focus on the premise of what you're really saying. And like I keep repeating myself, but yeah, we all voted for Trump because we knew he was gonna. We knew that he would not take no BS and change the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a swamp, right? You were supposed to go drain that. How you gonna drain the swamp? You got to go fire a lot of people. You got to end there, terminate it. your career over. Sorry, like we don't need you here, and that's the tough decisions that need to be made right now.
Yeah, man. Mr. B says benevolent equals good and noble, and causes malevolent equals evil and or dishonest in nature. And thank you for that $5, Mr. B.
Thank you, man. That's what I was trying to figure out. I know it's two different things. And one time I said malevolent to AI, and they were like going down the wrong. And I was like, no, that's not the one I meant.
Like, stop. I'm just trying to. It's still talking on your phone, the AI.
Yeah, like, no. Then I had to switch it up. Like, okay, that's the one I meant. Benevolent. Okay.
Right.
Benevolent. Yeah.
Papa Nerd asked a question. Let me go up here. Where did it go? Because it's a good question. What happens if your nationalist has the ideas that are antithetical to your interests? Yeah, that's the risk. That's the risk. Of course, I was just trying to echo, I think, where Nick Fuentes was coming from all that shit. Me personally, I would never.
Like you froze up, man. Did I freeze up? Okay. I'm still here, and I think, let me read that comment again so I can understand how you're coming at it. What you mean by that? What happens when if your nationalist has the ideas that are antithetical to your interests? Deal with it. Don't you want to be a part of that nation? Isn't that the reason why you were a citizen in the first place? Sometimes you don't get what you want. As long as you're not an ultra nationalist and that is detrimental to your whole lifestyle, they're not trying to eradicate you like Hitler did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that. Like, sometimes you got to choose your leaders wisely. That means you need to advocate for the right leaders for you. If you have a leader that's in a position of power, you know what I mean? Somebody had to do that. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know, I'm not necessarily talking about like kings and queens. Like, I forgot what like what's the name of those type of governments? Like when you have a royalty or some shit, a monarch or something. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, they have bloodlines and stuff. You can't control that. But I'm talking about like having a true nationalist as a in a position of power. Like, they should do what's best for family, and it should be under God. They should have the same principles to even get in that power. You know what I mean? To even get into that position of power, it shouldn't be things that are antithetical, unless your interests are antithetical to that nation. You know what I mean? Like, if you're an illegal immigrant, you know what I mean, and you're here, and you believe that you deserve the rights as every other citizen in America, and then the nationalist regime or the president, you know what I'm saying, he comes in and he starts putting ICE everywhere in the inner country, in the interstates of the country, and hasn't been done in a long time. It's like that's antithetical to your interests, but your interests are antithetical to the nation. You know what I mean? If you have a truly benevolent leader, you know what I mean? That's my opinion. As long as that nationalism isn't ultra, and you put the nation above everything, and you don't care about God, you don't care about family, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Because, like I said, you shouldn't be able to amass that much power without the nation putting you into that position. Even if we speak on Adolf Hitler, he wasn't, like, I don't believe he was an ultra nationalist at first. I believe he was loved by everyone. You know what I mean? He got into that position of power, kind of tricked everyone, like, you know what I mean? So that's my idea about it. Now, I might be wrong. You know what I'm saying? DM picking up the ball and going for it. I love it. Yeah, I'm trying, man. And then shout out to Tyler, man. Like, sometimes, I mean, sometimes this technology is hard to deal with. You got to have your heart in the right place. Just let me know, Papa Nerd. Let me know if you feel like I kind of answered it, but that's my opinion. You know what I mean? I might not be the best, and I might not be right. You know what I mean? Good point, Dim. What's good for the nation trickles down to most. people, and not everyone in every government structure is 100% happy. Yeah, I was talking about a monarchy. Monarchies have bloodlines, and that's what I was saying. You're right, though. TNT Motors, yeah, like it's not gonna. You're not gonna always get everything that you want. You know what I mean? Like everybody's gonna have different ideas about things, but if that person got in power legit, if that person did what they were supposed to do the right way to get into power, then hey, my boy back. But it's like if you get voted in, then you know what I mean. Majority of the nation agrees with your ideas, and if you're truly nationalist and not ultra nationalist, yeah, it might be 25% of people that it's antithetical to, but that 25% of people should have band together and their ideas would have got the right person for them into power. And it didn't happen that time. And you just got to wait till the next go around. That's my idea.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. The $3,000 PC crashed.
Oh man,
it is what it is. It is what it is. It happens. By the way, Elmo, man, appreciate you for stopping in. I saw that you said you were out. You can't hear the stream, so you can't hear me right now. But
right,
thank you for coming in. Appreciate you, Elmo. Maybe somebody will type that to you.
I don't think you understand what you meant. You're saying having a dictator might be useful because they can get so much done, but they only work as well if you get aligned with the will of the government. I understand what you're saying. I'm saying like a dictator that you put into power. I mean, I don't really believe that the dictator idea is. I mean, I don't know. I do understand what I'm saying. Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. Everyone's not going to be happy with every decision made by a dictator or by any government system, any structural system. Somebody's going to be upset. Everybody. That's why you have to like have these debates and you got to have these clash of ideas so that people can understand where they stand. Right. Everybody's not going to necessarily agree on everything, but if you get somebody in a position of power, what I'm saying is dictator, president, whoever, they should represent the majority of people. And if they're not truly ultra nationalists who don't care about the family, don't care about God, just care about the nation, and that's it, and the power of the nation, then if you have like TNT said, like Adolf really necessarily wasn't radical at first. You know what I mean? He wasn't an ultra nationalist to begin with. He assumed that power by just being a likable person in a time of need, and then with that power, it corrupts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, like you can get a lot done. Sure, you can get it done faster if you have somebody that not even just a dictator, but a fully competent Supreme Court, bro. A competent Congress. Like the things that we're asking for is not necessarily a dictator. We're just asking for a legislative body to make decisions promptly, efficiently. You know what I'm saying? Right. Without ideologies that'll take you off task. That's the reason why we feel these other nations have an advantage, not necessarily because they have a dictator, but because they are quick to get their situations resolved, and they don't have little stupid bullshit to stop you from really legislating. You know what I'm saying? I definitely understand what I'm saying. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Right. I get what you're saying. I totally do. And Papa Nerd, we weren't actually like, I went to the Hitler thing because it reminded me of why it reminded me of Nick Fuentes when he says why he loves Hitler or whatever, you know what I mean? And so it sounds like Tyler needs a nerd to fix his computer. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Just it randomly will crash out on me. And then I can't get it to turn on. I have to unplug every cord and let it sit for like 10 seconds. Then I have to plug everything back in. And then sometimes it'll turn back on. It took me 3 or 4 tries to get it to work this time. So yeah, if you know something that can help me out, I'm all ears on that one. It's just something that I've always had with this PC since I bought it. I even bought a new hard drive at one point, but I don't know. But yeah, I like how you said that. It's not that we're necessarily calling for a dictator. It was just about the speed of getting things done that I was more speaking on you were talking about, because like you said, we just want a competent government essentially that can function and not take, using the SAVE Act as an example, nearly a year to get something that's an 85-15 issue approved. That's bullshit. That is like a fireable offense at any other job. If you were given a task last March and you still haven't got it done today, you're fucking fired, right? It's just about as plain as it goes. I want to shout out Never Lucky Rubber Ducky for the grift, a 10 spot. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, brother. Dealing with the technological difficulties. A 10 on a Monday certainly helps. So thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Sorry, Papa Nerd. Okay, so you're saying that was a typo. Not that I don't understand, but I don't understand what you meant. Okay, well, can you explain to me more detail? What do you mean when you say what happens if your nationalist legislative body, whatever, doesn't necessarily agree with your ideas and they have a different path they want to take? Like, does that change anything about what I'm saying? Everybody's not gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. So you got to get when the person of power, whoever it is or whatever group it is, gets into that power. Like, I'm just gonna keep bringing it back to if they're not necessarily ultra nationalists and they actually agree with the nation, like just a nationalist perspective, because it's like Andrew Wilson and them said, like they group it all together to make it sound bad. Like when you say the word nationalism, you don't really necessarily associate it with, you know what I'm saying, a group of people putting their family and God first to like solidify their nation. You actually just go to, you know, white nationalism, black nationalism, every divisive hate, like any type of hatred that's in all of those different ideologies, and they mash it together so you don't really realize what nationalism really means. So if you have a truly nationalist legislative body, whatever it is, you know what I mean, they should agree with most of the people that's in that nation. That's what I'm saying.
No, totally. And you know, when you say that, it makes me think of how, you know, we get these votes that are literally just down partisan lines, and it makes like the SAVE Act again. It's just like, to your point, you got these Democrats that just aren't nationalists. You have a list of Republicans that just aren't nationalists. They're self-serving, whatever their motivation is. It's not the betterment of the country. It's not the betterment of the American people. And they've lost the plot of the fact that we are their bosses. They're called representatives for a reason, and it's because they're supposed to be representing our will, right? And you know. Kind of got to Tyler's PC. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened. You know, you start talking about China on here, and then all things just go crazy. Yeah, I appreciate all the troubleshooting in the chat. Like PC's not hot. Everything's should be a matching lining up wise. I don't know what it is. It's just a weird thing, but I will talk to you after the show, Papa Nerd. I'll look for you in one of the Discord voice chats after the show. I don't know, maybe not directly after the show, but at some point, hopefully we can cross ways. Camera mics might be doing more power. I have no idea. I got a really fast internet. I know that's different from power, but there's something obvious that's is the issue. I don't know what it is. Maybe me and Papa Nerd will figure this out. It has to be from his RAM, CPU, or motherboard. Oh yeah, we'll work through it if you're willing to help me out. I appreciate that.
That's dope, man. You got a great community, man. Thank you for helping, bro. And I appreciate you, Papa Nerd, for even, you know what I'm saying, giving me a challenging question like that. You know, I'm not necessarily the smartest guy. Like I'm very humble and downplay the things I do know because I always want to know more. And I'm looking to y'all, looking to this chat, looking to Tyler to grow and understand more about politics. And I'm just going off of the last video I heard with Andrew Wilson and how he broke down separating ultra nationalism and understanding the difference between nationalism. It's a big deal for me to understand that because, you know, I live in these stereotypes as well. When you're a black man, you always hear this shit, you know, always, man, it's so many stigmas and stereotypes and you got to be bigger than that. And I don't know if you ever seen me on Tyler's podcast before, but I'm quick to get on my own people. Hey man, y'all ain't slaves no more. Stop acting like it. You know what I mean? And I'm tired of hearing that all these different derogatory things, who you can be friends with, who you can't be friends with, and what you're supposed to believe. Like I don't just go with the flow. I need to know every angle and every like idea so that I can form my own. And
Right.
so just to be in a space that was like, yo, man, how do you feel about this? And a challenging question. I'm grateful for that. I appreciate you, man. And I hope you can help him get his computer fixed.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yep. So kind of got off track here with the outline. Let's see where we can pick up here. Let's see here. Okay, that's the full thing. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Rubio ended up getting a standing ovation after his Munich, Germany speech, which says a lot, right? I mean, this is in front of the foreign allies, adversaries, both. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn my ringer off on my phone. Dirty Money needs to come on our Potato Thursday and Tyler Friday open panels when it's not debate night. Yeah. Speaking of which, Potato has been doing open panels on Thursdays, and I want to put together an open panel that's maybe 6 or 7 people who regularly reoccur on the panel for the Friday night debates, either after the debate or as a replacement for the main debate, depending on if we can get people to, if we get people to debate, then great, and then we'll do the panel afterwards. But otherwise, I'd like to have at least something to offer through a panel and debate style. And it would be nice to have 6 or 7 people in rotation. You don't have to be there every time, but that's why, ideally we could have 3 or 4 people on the panel on the screen at a time, rotate 6, 7 people in. It's all about familiarity. It's all about giving yourself a path into the debating and just getting your name out there, your face out there, your opinions out there. You don't have to be some huge streamer to have a good idea that sparks an idea from somebody else that, ends up going viral. So, I mean, let's see. But so, yeah, if you're interested in either participating in Potato's Thursday panels or being a regular part of my Friday panels, which we're all kind of working together. Potato, he's one of the 2 moderators in addition to Mr. B. And join that Discord and reach out to us. We're trying to put together some stuff for everybody and include everybody as well, or the people that want to.
I would love to be a part of that, man. Just let me know. I'm trying my best to start. I'm trying my best to start podcasting 7 days a week now. I'm gonna do my 5-day a week vlog of my work days, and then I wanna do a Saturday. I don't know what time, but it's gonna be random. I want to do either a live or a video on demand of the best parts of the week, so I can keep everybody informed. That because it's 25 hours, people can't watch all 25 hours, and I just wanted to say that. But also shout out to Jared Maloney. That's my very first subscriber that really was just one of my fans that would come in on every video before I started going live, before I even knew how big this channel would get. And he always told me from the beginning, like, man, this channel's gonna blow up because a lot of people love to watch garbage trucks. And he's like, shout out to you, Jared Maloney. I'll never forget you, dog. Thank you so much for showing up to the podcast today, just to say what's up, man. And like I said, I'm trying to expand my mind more so I can like touch on different platforms and not just show y'all what I do with my body, but just give y'all a little piece of my mind. And I appreciate y'all being here, really do.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Right. I see Lurian, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, says, cool, I'll join if you're interested in joining the panels. I don't think Dirty Money has the description. Did the description auto-populate for your description from the StreamYard description? Do you know?
I don't think so, bro. I put I think I typed it in and I was like, come support Go Tyler TV. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say he could either find the link to the Discord in that description or pop over to my stream on Tyler TV. You can search at Go Tyler TV. That'll take you to the stream. You can find the Discord link in the description to, this video that we're watching right now. People are also posting it in the chat here, but this is not going up in your chat. So They'd have to find it that way. But yeah, definitely, everybody's welcome to come in. We prefer you guys have a camera. I saw TNT. I saw Gamer. I saw a bunch of people are saying that they would be willing to participate. TNT will work you through the technology part of it. Cameras are pretty cheap. Mr. B just got his for like $30. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy or anything like that.
Well, there's technology out there, man. If anybody has a working smartphone, you can use applications to use your cell phone. If you have a computer that works, you know what I mean? It might not necessarily be the best computer, but it's there's certain avenues you can take. Like actually, I'm recording via iPhone right now, even though I'm on StreamYard using my laptop. There's apps that you can convert your regular phone camera into a webcam. And also want to say one more time, man, shout out to Jared Maloney. He says, you know, he's going to be getting a CDL soon. So he could drive front load garbage trucks, man. I remember he was like, I don't know if he was like in high school when I first started, but he was like, man, I love to watch the trucks. And he would be like, you know, posting pictures of his local trash truck yard. He's like, I remember him saying at 19, he wanted to start being a trash truck driver. This is his dream to be a trash truck driver. So, man, good for you, man. And I hope that, you know, just watching and, you know, being a part of our family, any type of inspiration, it propels you to go far. And man, it's a great opportunity for you. Don't let anybody tell you that being a trash man is a waste of your time or it's a degrading job, man. Like, it's a lot of fun in it, and you know, you're a pivotal part of your community. At that age, I don't even know if you're 20 years old yet, bro. That's amazing. So shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. I highly advise if you want to do a YouTube channel, just do it. Just start off and don't worry about the results. So just practice making the videos and don't have high expectations for something that you've never done before. You're not going to hit a grand slam your first try on anything, really, right? I mean, it might happen, but then if it does, even if your first video goes viral, your second video is probably not going to go viral. So just do the thing. It's like learning a language almost, or learning an instrument, learning how to operate everything, how to make a thumbnail, how to connect everything. I mean, it's literally, there's a lot to it. And so for me, coming out of the construction world, heavy machinery, laying, you know, carpet, doing flooring, being a carpenter, going into this type of stuff, which was something I thought about and talked about with my wife for years. Finally, with her encouragement, said, look, we're going to set this table up and you're just going to start today. You know what I mean? Is what she did.
Yeah.
And so I started. I made the decision, like, all right, fine. You know, that was a little push that I needed. And so that's how it all began, really. And you don't have to have the best equipment or anything. You just got to practice. And then, you know, like they say, practice makes perfect. Practice makes better, right? And then just going through the process, going through the motions, you eventually kind of figure out where you can settle in. Let's see here. Papa Nerd said, is it just me or does Tyler need an orthodox hairstyle? What's an orthodox hairstyle? Is that long hair? I don't know what an orthodox hairstyle is. I'm curious. But if it's long hair, bro, you came in just after I cut my hair off. I used to have the longest hair. I was looking like Scott Pressler in here. Sounds like Tyler has a good woman. Gratz brother, they're rare. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, man.
I've been married happily for 21 years, and
congratulations, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's
Valentine's Day just passed, man. Like, man, that's a special time, man. I'm happy for you, man. I really do. I respect that, man. Like when you have a woman on your side, your other half pushing you forward, that means she believes in you. Like, it's a big deal, bro. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, hey, you never know how things will go until you try. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing chats saying, like, don't buy all of this. Like I said, y'all, I'm using my regular cell phone. You know what I mean? Like, I never used the laptop before. The microphone I found is out the trash. Like, don't think about how much stuff costs, because if you really got to make a way for you to do what you need to do. You know what I mean? Just always put your faith in him. If you say that, I don't know, just, you know, if you really got something in your heart you want to do, just press forward and do the best you can, and everything will fall into place to where you can have the your success. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. TNT says men are strong. We are stronger with a woman giving us purpose. 100%. You know, that saying that behind every strong man is a strong woman is a real thing. You know what I mean? I totally believe in that. Let's see here. I have enough to be real. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to vent
get on
sometimes.
yeah. Just get on there and complain on the internet. That's right.
Yeah,
So they
that's what
gave
Tim Pool
Ruby.
does.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. So let's see here. They gave Rubio a standing ovation. Let's see. Kevin O'Leary says the quiet part out loud. Let's go with this. Just a couple more things. We'll wrap up here at 9.
Sweet.
Not gonna go super long tonight.
All right.
What happens if I sometimes I'll do these like 4-hour long streams and I'll run through my entire show plan and everything. And then the next day I'm like starting from 0. I'm like, now what do I talk about? I used up everything yesterday.
Yeah, I feel you. Did anything come from the 3.5 million files that was released, or is anything
dude,
new happen?
I spent 2.5 to 3 hours today. About a third of that was looking through actual files from the Department of Justice website, and the other 2/3 was me looking through the Gmail thing with all of Epstein's emails. I thought I was maybe onto something. The cool thing about the Gmail, the emails with Epstein, is that you can actually like refine your searches. You can like you'll type in the search bar like you would your email, a particular word, and then every email that word populate. And so I was looking into other potential code words.
Right.
And we know like pizza, like food code words. Pizza, we know, or whatever. They were talking about jerky.
Yeah, hot dogs.
And I came across chocolate cream pies.
What?
And I'm like, okay.
Oh man.
What is this? There's some famous chef. He runs a restaurant named Cannibals or something like that. And I got it right here.
I seen that.
Where's it at? This is actually it right here.
Cream pies.
Yeah, what? And it looks, and there's don't ruin jerky too. Yeah. You must have missed that part. But this other thing is, it's literally people talking about, don't forget to bring the like, what's the recipe for this? It's a bunch of repetitive stuff. I didn't really plan on getting into it, but it doesn't seem, it's fishy that it's talked about so much, but it looks like it was like 40 or 50 different emails, and it looks like every single one was literally in reference to like a recipe. One was even a link to a recipe. But it was weird. They talked about like the phrase that was repeated was chocolate cream pie will be served on plates for dessert for easy cleanup. For easy cleanup struck me odd, but it's like, is this code or what? Like, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know. Like it would just be me speculating, trying to guess what it is, but this is where I left off with this.
Yeah, it's a weird poop thing.
Yeah, maybe that's what
easy cleanup. Oh man,
poop on a plate. I really don't know. It was weird. It was weird that they mentioned it 40, 50 times. Here, look, I'll just go back and show you. I don't care about losing this spot here. Yes. By the way, I don't know if I trust Steve Bannon at all anymore. Yeah. He has the longest. This is Instagram messaging between him and Epstein, and they were buddies. They were buddies, dude. They're like quoting movies to each other, and all, like this is all back and forth between
No,
Bannon and
that's
Epstein.
that's Bannon and Epstein's DMs.
Bro, there's one part where it looks like Bannon is taking credit for getting Bolton appointed to Trump's cabinet.
What?
And it's like, so yeah, dude. It's messed up stuff, dude. Like I don't know if I can trust Steve Bannon at all. Honestly, I don't. Like he's gonna have to like I saw that he posted a video saying why was I in the Epstein files, and he tried to justify it, and I didn't even really watch it, but like I was like, oh, here's a I mean, this is all them. I'm still scrolling. This is all them.
No, bro, that's best friend type energy right there, bro.
Dude.
No.
And this
man.
was
He knows
2019.
more.
This was after Epstein had been indicted. This was during Trump's first term. 2019, May 16, 2019. Let's see. I'm trying to go to the top because it was closer to the top. Oh wow. I'm only here. I got to go all the way up. But it's like right here. I want to find it right. Yeah, right here. Here, Epstein, I liked your fuck Wall Street statement. Don't know how you're doing, but it seems he is following your lead. I think he is Trump. And then Bannon goes, 1000%. I have Kudlow and Bolton in there. And then Epstein, nice to finally have good soldiers for you. Old soldiers looking for a gig. Yes, but it's funny and it's obvious. They now have a boss. Good for you. So saying that Bannon is their boss under Trump in Trump's cabinet.
Yeah, man, it's the ones you can trust that really shock you. You know what I mean? I mean, the ones that you thought you could trust.
Yeah. When are you next in Europe? 1st of May. Nice. I have been invited to speak at gatherings of the tribe's big day today in Hungary. And then Epstein says, good boy. Good boy.
Man,
What?
come on now. That's no, it's like you sonning him right there. That's like your son right there. Fuck no, man. That's weird,
Right.
bro. That's weird. I've never tasted anyone that much. No wonder Trump fired him so quickly. No wonder he spent that time in jail like that. Ain't no way you gonna like lock my people up like that, and I ain't gonna just go through hell and hot water to get them out. You can't lock Bannon up for years. They said it was over some BS too, like a technicality or something like that. He got locked up for a year or two, I believe.
Right.
Yeah,
But
like,
yeah,
no.
dude, this is crazy. Like, look, these are all the people that he was in regular contact with on YouTube Messenger.
YouTube
Wild.
Messenger.
Anthony Scaramucci.
YouTube has a messenger.
Yeah, this is J Message. So I think this was like not YouTube Messenger. I meant Facebook Messenger. It might be direct messages within the Jmail or J Messages, but it seems like it's a like see it's J Message right here, and I think that's like a Facebook message or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just text. Maybe it's just text messages. I don't know. All I know is there's a lot of back and forth. And then here you have Anthony Scaramucci. Jeff, I apologize for tonight. I'm having a hard time getting down there with the traffic. I'm up in northern Connecticut trying to unload my son. Dorm, I have to take a rain check for tonight. Can I get you guys to Rouse when you get back from your trip after September 15th? No worry, easy. Because I mean, it's just this was in 2018. It's just weird. Like Epstein was just everywhere. But here, let's go back here to. Oh no, it's Facebook. That was the Facebook. So this was the Messenger on Facebook. I got to be careful.
Okay.
Don't know what's gonna pop up on that one. But I can go back to the emails. And where's the search mail?
No, you're right, Jared. It wasn't YouTube. YouTube don't have a messenger. If they put one, then they'll mess it up like they did Instagram. We don't need messages and shit on a video platform.
Yeah, it wasn't YouTube. I meant to say Facebook. That was my mistake. Sorry, I interrupted you there too.
No, you good. You good. I just felt like I was around when Instagram was just a photo sharing app, and that was when it was best. You know, you could really get a lot of marketing done. You could comment on a picture or two, but when they started doing DMs, it just made everything sexualized, and everybody want to, it just ruined the app. So I would love it, if they just leave that type of energy off YouTube. YouTube is the best video sharing platform, and we don't need to taint it with direct messages and stuff like that, though.
Right.
You're right.
But just for safety's sake, let me take it off the screen for a second. I'm going to try to find one of these ones that's just like, this one's an actual recipe, crust recipe, which the crust is a crust. It's what you put in it, right?
Right.
But here's the guy. Where's it at? This one's just completely redacted.
What's up with Get Right with God? What's going on, everybody?
See, it's weird. The idea of graham crackers for the chocolate cream pie instead of granola crust, it might work. And here, look at this. Let's see if I can get it bigger on the screen. They use the equal sign. Can you see this right here? It says granola, but there's like an equal sign instead of the O in granola. Now, I don't know if this is some like code, like I'm reading the sentence instead of graham crackers for the chocolate cream pie. Think of a granola crust. It might work. A redacted from, I mean, why would this be redacted? Like this seems like a very harmless email to send, right? It's a weird but harmless email, but it's redacted.
Man, come on, man.
I'm trying to find, Francis
Not
Derby.
the black rectangle again, man.
No, I thought that guy got arrested yesterday. But here, one more time. Let me just be careful. But Francis Derby, that's the guy that's the chef. See, buffet family style plated with a question mark. We'll have chocolate cream pie for dessert that will be plated so there is no mess. So once again, you just have it right here. And you can see it for yourself. This line right here, we'll have chocolate cream pie for dessert that is plated so there is no mess, is seen in these 55, or there's 50 emails that have chocolate cream pie phrase in it. And
oh my God.
I looked at every single one, and they're all like this. It's just really weird. Like, plated so there is no mess. Yeah, and then this other one, instead of graham crackers for the crust. Who sends 50 emails over this? One more time.
Bro.
There's a lot from this Francis Derby dude. And like I said, he owns a restaurant that's like called Cannibals or something. Good day, sir. Hope your travels are well. I'd like to request a Sunday off in November, either the 4th, 11th, 18th, or 25th, whichever Sunday would work best for your schedule. Me and my new fiance are trying to plan a small family engagement party to celebrate the good news any Sunday in November. Thank you. Thank you. I look forward to cooking for you again soon. Hopefully some stews and chocolate cream pie.
Oh my God.
Why is that included?
That's specific. And like you said, you keep saying the same thing. Like you don't want to try a vanilla cream pie. What about a key lime pie? No, let's try something different. Why everybody these code words?
It's like Jennifer Aniston's pizzas are the best pizzas on the planet. You have to eat that. The chocolate cream pie is the only kind of pie you can eat. It's the best one on the planet. Like, I don't understand why. This is a request off. This is an email for a day off, to request a day off. And then included, thank you. I look forward to cooking for you again soon. Hopefully some stews and chocolate cream pie. It could be nothing. It could be something.
Bro.
But
no, it's something. It's something. You're onto something, bro. If you see that black rectangle,
right.
He's always up to something, bro. That's why he should be locked behind bars. These damn black rectangles, always in the mix of something.
Right. Here's one that I haven't seen yet. I will come teach a jerky class, and we can also coven chocolate cream pie. If you can agree to pay me through this pay period, I would then Red Eye, my last full paycheck on the 29th of this month, Francis. J.E. Epstein asked me to forward this to you and ask you to please talk to him about it. Sent from my phone. Please read below, from Francis. I'll come teach a jerky class. So they're like forwarding this all around. Like, who needs to teach a jerky class? You watch a YouTube video if you're just making some deer jerky, right? So obviously the jerky wasn't, and at least in my opinion.
But the way you make jerky is
Beef
what's scary
jerky.
to me. Any
Right,
kind
they're
of
talking
jerky
about-
to me.
They're talking about, does this jerky need to be refrigerated?
A coven is a like a witchcraft. I believe it's like a
Yeah.
home of
A coven of witches, I think, is like a group, right?
Yeah. I think I seen a Netflix TV show or something like The Coven or something like that, and it was all just different stories about witchcraft or something like that. But I mean, I can Google it right now. I believe that's what that means.
Yeah, I
And
think it's like a group of witches or something like that.
It's not sitting right with me how you make jerky in the first place. And it don't matter even if you're making regular beef jerky. It's like you gotta slow roast it. You gotta like you have to like it's like some type of form of burning it all the way through. You know what I mean? Like, and
Right. So
if we
dehydration.
and if we start speaking about human flesh and stuff like that, that's sickening, bro. It's sickening to even use that term. And if you put the dots together, it's that's trash, man. It's crazy.
Right, but here it is right here. I will come teach a jerky class, and we can also coven chocolate cream pie. We can also coven chocolate cream pie if you can agree to pay me through this pay period.
So that means to me like conjure it, like, you know, like come together and pray over it, or, you know, cast spells upon it or something like that, or like a group of it, right? So
A
what
group
is
of
that,
witches
like?
or lesbians. I'm sorry. That's really funny.
Oh Lord. TNT, man.
So yeah, I mean, there's all of this. Like, I mean, if I just exit out, I mean, there's 7,499 emails to filter through here, and then we have these down here. We have the Jmail, the J photos, the J drive, the J flights, and then J wiki, Gemini, Jamazon, JVR messages, JeffTube. There's a lot. Like I said, I spent about 2.5 hours today just thumbing through this, and the chocolate cream pie thing stood out to me. It was just a random thing I picked, and then I kind of went down a rabbit trail, and there's just probably countless rabbit trails that we can go down. I don't know. It's crazy.
We gotta get into it either another day, another time when you have more time. Know that you was trying to end the stream at 9, so I mean, I'm good to keep going. I just wanted to remind you, you know, because we 5 over. But I got something I had wanted to speak on right before we started diving into the Epstein files.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
I forgot who said it. I'm not gonna butcher it and try to remember the name if I can't find it. But I remember what y'all talking about, and you said that to be a huge YouTuber and like your channel grows to a certain capacity, like it loses its family touch and it loses its feel of, you know, and it might make money, might generate, you know, capital, but it's like it becomes like it's not, the feeling isn't there, the family aspect isn't there, and I just want to add my 2 cents in. It's all about what kind of person you are. Like, do you value money more than the relationships you make with your fans? You know what I mean? And that's what would determine your channel, not just success, but the family aspect of your channel, what we're speaking on. Like, I feel like, yeah, there's definitely true. But what I'm saying is, like, yeah, it's definitely true that a lot of people lose their touch when it comes down to their channel, an audience growing bigger and bigger. But one thing I like about Tyler is that, like, I see you pivoted, bro. Like, you used to do a lot of shows, you know, you, like you said, you do 2 shows a day. I mean, you would do 2 videos a day, but it's like you realize, or I don't know, somehow, some way you said, I want to start interacting in real time with my fans. it's a big deal to have a daily show where you can interact. You know, like I use Tim Pool a lot because that was my go-to for like learning politics, and I would be like, I'm so impressed that he would have a live audience every night. And you know, even though you got to spend a lot of money to get his attention, like you know, you got a super chat or this amount of money to like get to get a response. I felt it was so cool that, you know, even in real time, if the chat not vibing with him, or if the chat is agreeing with another somebody else on this panel, he could see that, and he could ride and like address the feelings and the attitude of the chat in real time. I feel like Tyler is doing a great job of like pivoting to that, because it's different to make a video and then make it alone in your room, make it edited the perfect way, and you know, like truth be told, it'll be very polished, but sometimes it could be impersonable. Like or the word I'm trying to use is not necessarily connecting in the real time. You might see a comment later on, and then you'll make the next video and the top comment and this and that, but it's not necessarily the same as being live. And one thing I respect about it is, like, I'm doing the same thing, vlogging and stuff. So I appreciate my community coming there, being here with me. And I like to challenge you on that idea. I forgot what commenter put that, but I like to challenge you on that. Just like I challenge my fans. It's like, hey, put my feet to the fire. I want to remember everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I want to remember the small things, the big the moments. You know, every time I see somebody new in my chat, I try to build that relationship with them, and I'm trying my best to. I'm always saying, hey man, when we get to 20,000 subscribers, y'all make sure that I don't forget nobody. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? If I get something wrong, because I want this, like, our energy is great. When it comes down to Tyler's channel, my channel, it's like, that's one thing we both have in common. Like, we put our fans first. You know what I mean? And I beg to differ on that. Like, I feel like this channel and Tyler's channel is gonna become a prominent channel on YouTube, because I feel like the pendulum always swings. It's always gonna be, you know, sometimes it's gonna be the darkness, then it's gonna be the light. People wear tight pants, then people wear baggy pants. It's just like everything changes. You know what I'm saying? So these type of shows where we actually connect with our fans every day and we build that type of relationship, like, it's not gonna be like, once we get too big, we won't be able to know. I dare you to challenge me or challenge Tyler. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I believe that, you know, in the future he'll still have this personal relationship with every one of us, because I was originally a fan as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and so,
well, that's my intention.
Yeah,
that is my intention. I that's why we build the Discord. That's why I hang out in the Discord. You know, ultimately, I do need this to start paying the bills at some point. But at that point, the chat, it's just inevitable. The chat will end up going fast and all this stuff. But that's why I tried to put the Discord in place. All this other type of stuff where there's still the condensed, you know, community that can still talk to each other and still be a community. You know what I mean? That's the hard part. That's the tricky part is once you get to your channel gets to a certain size and the community grows to a certain size, then you can't really filter through the chat because it's going so fast and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I do try to, you know, learn as much about the audience as possible. Because I do actually care. It's weird to say, laugh at, or whatever. You know what I mean?
But some people don't. So it's not funny at all.
I'm a recluse. I live, you know, on the internet essentially. So that's where my community is, kind of, you know. And yeah, I always start with the thumbs up. Oh yeah. So yeah, man, I appreciate you saying that. I really do. And one of these days, all of us are going to take off and we'll be that crew that all came up together.
Right.
And then we go on each other's channels first. And it'll be lit with all kinds of interaction.
Hey Tyler, like I was talking to you last time about coming on my show, and it might be too hard. It might be that it's kind of difficult to do the vlog with the 5 hours. I don't even know what you would talk about for 5 hours while I'm working, but if I got my headphones on, maybe we could just have a discussion sometimes.
Yeah.
And then like we can just talk about, like we just talked about, some of the new stuff in the Epstein files. If you learn some stuff, like I don't necessarily have to be right up on the. I've learned now, because I remember you way back in the day. I had some like janky ass headphone set, and he was like, "Man, this is a great idea to have that headset. Now people can hear everything that you're doing in real time. You don't have to be right up on that phone." So we can have a conversation sometimes, and I don't know, like I think it'll be better for me with my vlog. You know how when I go live on YouTube, it'll say you go live with somebody, add a collaboration or something like that. It's better for me to do that than StreamYard or anything, because I need my phone to record me. So it's a little bit different, but it'll be the same, because you can go live with someone. You know what I mean? And then we could talk for maybe an hour or two or something about some of the new stuff. So I won't feel like, man, I'm working my ass off and I don't know what's going on with the Epstein files. Like I've been telling my dad, like, hey, Dad, you know, we watching the All-Star game. Like, Dad, the Epstein files, 3.5 million been released. He's like, oh, yeah, what did they say? I don't know. I've been working my butt off. I can't tell you, but you know, like maybe you might go to sleep tonight and then learn some stuff. And then he's like, hey, Dirty, you want to talk about this tomorrow on your podcast? That'd be cool with me, man. Like, just, you know, maybe for an hour or two, we could just chop it up. And because when I got these, man, I spent a lot on these headphones, but it's really great when I'm working. I can hear everything. People can hear all of my interactions, even when I go around the truck. So it's like we can be having a conversation like I'm on the phone. And you could be live with me, and then it'll help everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people be interested in stuff that I can't really bring to the table while I'm at work. And you know what I'm saying? And also one more thing, well, two more things. One more thing about this is I would like to have you on if you don't have anything going on this weekend, like on a Saturday or something like that, because I plan on doing a live stream where I go over the things that happen in the top moments throughout the week, and like just same thing on StreamYard, but I'll host it. You know what I mean? And I could bring you on to do that. You know, if you ever got the time to do that. And I just wanted to read the last thing yeah, cool. And I wanted to read Hardwired last.
Sorry about that.
You're good. Just wanted to read his last comment. I like Tyler's channel. He's doing well. I wouldn't be here otherwise. Once it gets to the point where I don't feel like I belong, then I just leave. I don't make ripples. I just move on. And I appreciate you with your honesty on that, man. And like, hey, man, it's always going to be a place for you to belong here, man. Like, this is a big family. I say it all the time. Like, you know what I mean? We don't want nobody to feel like, you know, they're not a part of this, you know, so we always try our best to reach out and include everybody. And so I'm glad you're here. Even, you know, I'm glad you're on Tyler's channel, man. And Hardwire, you a lot of your ideas in the chat today propelled a lot of our conversations. So you're cherished here, man. Thank you so much for what you post, and you know, I hope to see you here again, bro. That's my three things, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And Hardwire, he has his own channel, so guys, make sure you check him out too. He's doing his thing.
Okay, for sure.
So yeah, definitely. Let's see here. I was just making sure I didn't miss anything in chat there. Let me check over here. I want to make sure. I almost missed that $2 Rumble rant earlier because it's funny, dude. On StreamYard, Rumble chat will populate, but if somebody sends a Rumble rant, it don't populate in the chat. So you got to actually watch Rumble. I almost missed that one. So no, that's it. I didn't miss any other ones. It looks like, so that's good. But yeah, man. I'll be live again tomorrow at 7. My regular schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We've been doing the debate show on Fridays at 7, and then I also go live on Saturdays at 7. But I went live last night, and I got a huge audience. I had a huge turnout. So Sunday night might end up being a new night too. So I don't know, man. Yeah. I might start streaming 7 days a week, and maybe even working in some afternoon streams and just hitting it really hard. But yeah, going back to your point that you made just a little bit ago, I personally enjoy just the interaction with chat and being live versus sitting here and editing and making thumbnails and trying to content search and than making videos. It's just sitting here by myself. I make a lot less money just going live, not making the standalone videos. But this is what I'm passionate about. This is the part that I want to grow, is the live portion. I'm playing the long game. You know what I mean? So I do appreciate you saying that and pointing out that I did that shift. But I did the shift because I actually enjoy spending time with people instead of just being alone in my office, essentially. And I'm working in here, my wife's working over there, and you know, it feels better this way.
I mean, I see what Asmongold does. He does both. He'll do this stream, then he'll turn around and he'll cut it up and make it into a video. And that's where it's at. That's where it's at. You and what you were speaking on, I remember you saying this. That's why I brought it up. But it's like you don't like to just sit there and be alone and stuff. The thing about it is, when you press and record, it's like now you're performing. You know what I mean? When you're live, that's your authentic self. You know what I mean? You're gonna mess up. You might stutter, might say things the wrong way, might have a wrong idea, might be completely wrong. It's like, hey, Dirty, you wrong. You said malevolent. You mean benevolent. And I'm like, I don't know, man. But I mean, I'm on the track. Like, that's what I was, you know what I'm saying? And that genuineness, people appreciate that. People appreciate when you're being yourself, wrong or right, standing on business, whatever you feel, speak that. Don't be fake about it. And, you know, because people can pick up on that too. People can tell, oh, he's performing. Oh, he's, you know what I mean? And this and that. Like, I'm not saying necessarily you, bro. I'm saying just the whole idea of, like you said, being in that space where it's like, well, I'm trying my best to be the best content creator I can be. You know, like, I feel like
it was an integrity factor to it too. You know, I was making 2 videos a day, but I was basically rebranding other people. It's fair use. It's all allowable. It's not shady. But
right.
I wanted to sell a brand, and I wanted the brand to be myself. And it's really hard to sell yourself as a brand when your performance is 2 other people fighting. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So, you know what I mean? The chats they're spoofing were from when Bannon publicly was doing a documentary with Epstein, which has been released. Okay, yeah. Well, all I know is it went on for a long time. I found it interesting. I don't make any judgment on it other than what I can read, and I find it interesting that the chat existed. You know what I mean? But maybe working with him documentary, I don't know. I would just avoid it personally. I wouldn't have any production with Epstein. Certainly post his indictment, and you know, any money that I made off of Epstein in that form, I think would be dirty money. And I'm pun.
It's all right. Don't worry, man. I do that for a reason.
Is what you meant? Huh? Interesting. I'll have to look into that if there was actually a fake chat or not, but that was just one that stood out to me. So I don't know. This is what we have. This is what the government dumped on us. So
we'll get into it.
Yeah. I'll do research. I just went off on a tangent because that was kind of what I spent my time doing today, and I found something that was curious. You know what I mean?
It's dope, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't have the time to do this kind of stuff, so I appreciate you bringing that to the table, and I'll just absorb it, man, and try my, like, okay, now I'm interested in what the hell chocolate cream pies they talking about. You know what I mean? Like those little things mean a lot to me because I feel like I never had the time to. Like I said, man, first thing I said, man, like I'll see you a DM some mornings to say, hey, man, if you up for it, you know, I'll go live with you. Just I'll put the, you know, when I'm setting up my live, you know, it says go live together or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna do it right now on my phone just to see how it works. You know, I never seen it before. I mean, I never done it before, but it's like, okay, invite guests, go live together. And then, but how does that work though? Okay, how does it work?
It gives you a link that you can copy. You can either send an email or you can just copy the link and direct message it to me there in Discord.
Okay, so when I actually do go live, it's gonna give me a link when I press the button, because I'm looking at my phone. Like, you see what I'm saying? It says You can't see that. It says go live together right there.
Okay.
How does that work?
For me on the computer, it says present or invite. And then when I click that button, it will say invite guest. And then the link pops up.
I'm just going to run it just to see what it does.
Sure.
It looks like it's... Oh, okay, cool. Okay. You can't see that.
No, I can't make it out. But yeah.
Yeah, okay. Copy
then you
link
just,
or send invite.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what you do. You just copy it, direct message it to me, and then I'll join you, and then it puts me backstage. Like if I were to I don't want to remove you.
Okay.
I think that actually, yeah. So if I were to like remove you, you're still here with me. You're backstage though, so you're off the screen. So then it's on me now to add you to the stage.
And that's gonna work via cell phone?
Yeah, it should be. It should just be in the option. Like it'll just be a button that you tap.
Okay,
We can try it. Well, if it doesn't work out, we'll figure it out. But yeah, anytime, just let me know, and when I can, I
maybe
will.
if you just want to talk to me about something, or just spend an hour or two, just we can just chop it up like we did today. Sometimes it's just conversations that we can have. As long as I got these headphones on, I could be slamming trash cans or whatever, and just be out there interacting with you. And we already talked about it before, but we got to put those plans into action, man. I appreciate these opportunities. I want to extend my hand and help you too. It's we're brothers, man. We got to stick together.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, I'll just say, guys, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and Dirty Money's channel, and be on the lookout for both of us going live. He goes live 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, pretty much. I think he's regular schedule. Mine is what I just told you. It's almost every day. But look for me at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and make sure the notifications are turned on. You never miss a show.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. Had a great day with you. Great show, man. I'm glad you waited on me. Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you for being here. We're going to sign off. So got a raid set up. Guys, make sure when you land, let them know Tyler TV sent you. And we'll catch you tomorrow.
It's not just a show, it's a battlefront live. Every mic is a mission and we thrive in the fight.